Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the movie is Honor Project documentary. The Road to Fatherhood is an adventure. We're promoting it. We're encouraging your support. And this young lady is the engine behind it, Emily Ibert, honorprojectmovie.com, honorprojectmovie.com. And you can go tweet her, especially all the women should be tweeting her saying thank you, at Emily Ibert on Twitter. It is a tremendous honor and pleasure to have you on the air with us tonight. Emily, when did you get into documentaries and why were you provoked to do a documentary on men?
In March of 2018, there were about three things that were going on. Obviously, the climate that we're seeing here in the United States with men. Also, I've been managing an ex-porn star who got radically saved, came to Christ about 15 years ago, and we've been traveling around. She's been sharing her story. She hosts a support group for a lot of women coming out of the commercial sex industry. Mm-hmm. So I'm surrounded by a lot of women in this industry, and they all have something unique in common. Their relationship with their dad is very similar to each other. Those two things combined with my experience of my own dad, I had a great dad. I was raised by an alpha male. Mm-hmm. Him and my mom are coming up on 45 years of marriage. They had three daughters, myself and two sisters. And hearing everything that we're hearing in the mainstream media right now, this, in the beginning of last year, came to a head, and I said, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. Something needs to be said. Something needs to be addressed. And so I started calling around. I called 20 friends of mine, and I asked if I could do a documentary on them. They all said the same thing. They said, "Em, why would you want to do a documentary on me? Mm-hmm. I'm boring. There's nothing fantastic about me. I'm your average guy." And I said, and that's exactly why I want to follow you around, because you represent the average Joe. You represent the average guy who's showing up, who's doing the work, and is making a difference, and it's going unnoticed.
Now, Emily, I'm quite certain when you got all these men assembled to do this movie, there were certain things that they all basically agreed should not be spoken of in the movie. What things, what borders, what parameters were put up by these men?
I can tell what they were comfortable with answering and what they weren't comfortable with answering by their eyebrows. Every single one of these questions to define masculinity. They all looked at me like they saw ghosts, raised their eyebrows, and were hesitant to answer. And I realized, oh, I'm tapping into something. This is it. We're onto something, because these guys are hesitant to give their perspective, to give their answer, not with someone else. Like, what do you think? What's your definition of masculinity? Wide open question. Mm-hmm. And they said, I don't know. I don't know about this. And I had to encourage them. It's like pulling teeth. I had to ask them, just to be honest, just say exactly what you think, shoot from the hip, and be yourself. And when I gave them permission to do that, then they gushed. But they were hesitant. They were all hesitant with that particular question. What is your definition of masculinity?
Now, you had a great dad, and some people would say you're slightly biased because you came from a family and you didn't have the issues and concerns because your family is extraordinary, exception to the rule. You don't understand. But when you were talking with these guys, did you see a part of your dad in each and every one of them?
I did, and I think I saw a part of my dad in them way back when I initially met them. A lot of them are friends of mine, say in their 30s, mm-hmm. and some of the older guys are in their 60s and 70s, married to women that have been mentors of mine for a while. And I think that's one of the really cool things about having a great dad is when I was little, he taught me certain things, and as I got older, if somebody, and not to say there aren't clowns out there, because there's clowns.
Yeah, of course.
But those ones are easy to filter out.
Mm-hmm.
When the clowns come around, they're easy to filter out because I know the difference. And so these guys here, I knew the difference. I knew they were
Yes.
And that's why I like them. I trust them. I can depend on them in a heartbeat. If I need something, I can call any of these guys. I just know that.
Now, when they gave the definition for masculinity, um, was there anything that they said that shocked you? I mean, just wow, that's not politically correct. Is there anything like that?
I think this whole thing is not politically correct just because they're honest, and a lot of guys are being quiet and filtering what they're supposed to say. So these guys, they were encouraged to just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But their definitions of masculinity, a lot of them have the same definition, and it was twofold. The first definition of masculinity, they would refer back to when they were in high school or early college days, and they said, "Oh yeah, I was in the gym 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
I was buff, I was strong, I was aggressive," and that used to be their definition of masculinity. But they said that as soon as they had their first kid, particularly the little girls, they said
Wow.
that their definition of masculinity immediately changed.
Mm.
It was no longer about being buff and strong and aggressive, tough and harsh, because to this little girl, to this little boy, that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It was about caring for them. What do they need? Oh, they're crying. What upset them? They heard a loud sound. It bothered them. Let me hold them. And they said, now as a father, that's my definition of masculinity, is using my strength, but in a much softer way. It's an inner strength now. It's a mature, more confident masculinity.
Emily, when you were working with the young women that were involved in sex trafficking, what was their definition of masculinity?
Oh, kind of like what we talked about, at the beginning, violent sexual predators
Mm-hmm.
who are angry and abusive. And for a lot of these women, that has been much or all women. And then they meet someone like me and they scratch their head because they can't understand that my dad and mom have been married almost 45 years, and I like my dad and we have fun together, and hey, let's go hang out at my parents' house. And I've taken so many of these girls that have come out of the industry to my parents' house, and they'll say, this is the first time I've ever been in a house where the parents are married and they're regular and your dad's not creepy. I'm like, you have to be joking.
That's awesome. Now, amongst the women, and I'm quite certain, as you are in California, IA, home to the great leftist experiment, that women might have a similar stereotype of men who are not in the sex trafficking. Am I right about that? That they expect men to be Philistines, cavemen type guys, and that's the way men are.
From my experience, I've seen that it goes both ways. It
Ah,
absolutely does.
wow, wow. We're talking tonight with Emily Hibard, honorprojectmovie.com. Honor Project documentary. How long did it take for you to do this documentary? How many guys, how many father figures that you speak with in doing this particular movie?
This came along pretty quickly. In March of 2018, I called a friend of mine who was an editor here in Hollywood, and mind you, we had done strip club outreach ministry together before. So, when you go to church in LA, kind of anything goes for, sometimes that's for the better. So she's been an editor for a long time, and I said, if I were to do a documentary, what would I need to do? And she said, oh, well, first you need some. And I said, okay, I did everything you told me to do. And it was silence, crickets. She said, Emily, you shot a documentary?
Wow. Wow.
It all just fell into place. It absolutely fell into place. We shot the whole thing over the summer of 2018. We shot most of it in Los Angeles, and my dad, the unique fella that he is, said, for my part, I want to drive to the Arctic Ocean. This is not my father. He wouldn't drive to the Arctic Ocean. He said, yeah, I want to drive to the Arctic Ocean for my part. Off to the Arctic we went.
That's a real man. That's a real man right there. You go off to.
Arctic, the North Pole.
Yes, I know. That is so cool. Your dad, if I ever got you, I would shake. Oh my God, you are so cool. Dad, if you're watching tonight,
Oh
you
my
are so cool. You are an excellent example of what a father is. So you did this short order. You got all the men together. You now you have to distribute this particular movie, and I'm quite certain in Hollywood, it must be the easiest thing in the world to do to distribute a documentary of this sizable nature. Am I correct?
God. It's everyone that we show it to, it hits them somewhere between the eyes or the heart. I mean, we had to get an errors and omissions insurance policy for this, for the company that's representing our film.
Really?
This guy in his late 60s, early 70s. He watches, I don't know, he said he watched about 15, 20 minutes of it, and he had to call me back. I've never met this guy. I just need an insurance policy. He called me back and he said, Emily, I had to stop watching this documentary because recently I was reunited with my two kids after 22 years, and I couldn't stop crying.
Mm.
So something is happening, particularly I'm noticing with men over 50. It's very emotional for them. Everyone who watches this, it affects them, it impacts them in some way. And so wanting to distribute it on all these digital platforms, it's going a little bit easier than I anticipated. Even though this documentary is overtly, we are father positive, we are pro men. Men, be tough, be strong, do you. And even still, we have a lot of favor. The project has a lot of favor.
Wow. You speak of favor, and you are a Christian woman. I would presume that you grew up in the church. If that's a false presumption, please educate me otherwise. But I would presume that you grew up in church. Was there an expectation in your faith walk that men knew how to be men, um, based on a biblical reference point?
I grew up assuming that.
Mm-hmm.
I never once had a thought when I was little, oh, my dad's a great dad. He's doing it right. I never thought that. When you're around that and you're kids,
Yeah.
you just assume that. It wasn't until I was older that I realized, oh, some people are a little off here. Their definitions are a little off here. That wasn't until much older.
Mm-hmm. So as men are watching this film, they're getting a sense of your perspective from your dad and other men, and I'm quite certain that it's a natural curiosity on my part. What were these guys like before they saw your movie, and then what were these guys like after they saw your documentary?
The guys that are in the documentary?
No. The ones that come and take a look at your documentary. What are they like?
I want to say that most of them happen to be fathers already. So they're watching a documentary that is personal to them by default.
Yes.
They might not know me from anyone else. I might just be another person who's pitching another project. But there's something about the issue, the topic of fatherhood right now that is very personal. And when I ask the guys, and I do it with white gloves, because when a man has tears in their eyes, I do not take that for granted. There is something happening clearly. And everyone has, some of the guys, grew up in World War II that never acknowledged their accomplishments, that never affirmed them, that never said, I love you. And so they're seeing these guys that are in their 30s that may or may not have grown up with a dad, but are choosing to do that for their kids, to give to their kids what they never had.
Mm-hmm.
And when they see this, they see these guys kind of breaking the cycle, it causes a lot of emotion. Or there's some guys that grew up with great dads, they grew up with great families, and just seeing it in action, seeing that play out, seeing fatherhood done well, that affects other people.
Exactly. Emily, I got to ask you here, because my dad, World War II guy, yeah. you
I know
know,
that type.
yes, suck it up if you fall from the fourth floor down. Suck it
Uh-huh.
up, get up, dust yourself up, and walk away. My dad, it wasn't until after he retired, it was like 4 or 5 years after he retired, that he actually said to me, "Son, I love you." Um,
Mm.
and I always knew that he did. I never questioned that. It's just that I never
Mm.
heard him say it. Often I would think that it was not in his vocabulary at all. In today's society, how important is hearing those words to a son and daughter? And are men more likely to say the words and not necessarily know what they mean?
It is crucial. It's crucial that little boys and little girls get those attaboys, attagirls.
Mm-hmm.
Get the "I'm so proud of you." Get the "I love you." It is so crucial. There is something about a relationship with a father that's unique, and in no way does this detract from a child's relationship with their mother. So we're just focusing on
Yeah.
dads and
Yeah.
fathers here.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something unique about that particular relationship that when a child gets those affirmations, when they get those acknowledgments, the picture that I get in my head is like a balloon, and putting air into a balloon, it just comes alive. That balloon could be all that balloon was meant to be. It could be big. It could be that. And without that, it's simply a deflated balloon with a lot of potential.
For watching and listening tonight from around the world to you talk about your documentary. And we hope that to find a way to actually view your documentary, when it's coming out, where do we get this documentary from? Because I know that there are lots of, I've had private conversations with men in and outside of the church who feel that they are under attack, literally under attack, sometimes in the home for being masculine. And so I want to ask you in this regard, a father's love for a daughter, a father's love for a son, is there any real difference between the two? And if so, how did these men apply their love towards son and then daughter?
Hmm. From my interviews with the 20 dads, the responses that we got when we asked, is there a difference between parenting your son and parenting your daughter? Overwhelmingly, overwhelmingly, the guys all smirk about the daughter because that's tougher for them. It's harder because they have to almost shift their internal transmissions to this gentler, softer side that doesn't come as natural for them. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot easier for these guys to parent sons. Because they're tougher, they can take it, they know what you mean to get to the point. But with daughters, they said, if I look at my daughter wrong, she might start crying.
Yeah.
What's happening? I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. What's going on? There's a big difference between the relationship between a father and a son, and a father and a daughter. The daughters always require a more gentle touch, a more gentle tone.
Now, in terms of that gentility, um, because I'm going to run out. I hate this, but in terms of that gentility, um, a father loving a daughter, how much difference does it make in terms of the choices that she makes that may put her in harm's way or may actually save her from being in harm's way?
This makes me think of my dad. So my dad had 3 daughters,
Yes.
and he's a man's man. So
Yeah.
Saturday mornings at the rifle range were not uncommon for us. Looking back, okay, that was a little bit odd, but it
No.
was his way of connecting with us. And he had this thing that he would always say, be on your best behavior. Protect yourself at all times. And never be afraid to throw the first punch.
There you go.
I mean, 5, 6, 7, 10 years old, we're thinking, like, none of us were punching anybody, at that time. But he knew that good things happen to bad people.
Yeah.
And he wanted us to be prepared as girls, as women, that when that moment of our childhood, we heard him saying this over and over and over. And for the most part, we probably rolled our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just would go to slumber parties and he's like, be on your best behavior, protect yourself at all times. Like, oh my God, Dad. Well, I guess something stuck because a few years ago I was attacked at a bank. I was coming from work and, wearing a nice blouse, slacks, high heels, and this guy attacks me broad daylight, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And before I realized what was happening, I'm running after the guy. I catch up to the guy. I grab the guy by the back of his shirt. I take him down and I put him in a rear naked choke. I've never taken a karate class. I don't do kung fu. I don't do that. I don't do that. I have no idea what was going on, but in a split second, I somehow turned into like Jason Bourne from Bourne Identity and had these special skills that, what am I doing taking this grown man to the ground? I put him in a rear naked choke. I literally did that. And when I think about it, I have to attribute it to my dad giving me permission to protect myself at all times and never be afraid to do that and be ready because bad things happen to good people. And if you would have asked me that, I don't know, 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have had much to say about it. But from that moment forward, I realized what my dad had been telling me and my sisters all throughout our childhood was sowing seeds, sowing seeds, sowing seeds, so that when that moment came, I reacted like Jason Bourne.
There you go. There you go. A daddy's job is to protect and prepare. Protect and prepare. Unfortunately, in our day and time, fathers are being told, stay away, don't teach that kind of stuff, keep it to yourself. How can people actually get an opportunity? And I know, to be honest with you, I know a lot of men who really would like to see this video for themselves because they're feeling like, oh my God, I'm one of those 50-year-old men. I like to see it. I've been told I was absolutely wrong by the millennials. I should not have raised my daughters the way that I did. I've destroyed them. I've prepared them for death. How can people, Emily, get this movie and then be re-strengthened in the Lord to become good fathers again?
So the film comes out this Father's Day. So the weekend of June 16th is when we are releasing it. We're releasing it direct to honorprojectmovie.com, DVD or download. And we also have an agent who is pitching it to various television networks as well. So if you see, it'll be on TV shortly. But we're starting this Father's Day, the weekend of June 16th, direct to honorprojectmovie.com.
Emily, thank God for you. You restored a lot of hope tonight in me and a lot of men who are listening tonight that it's okay to be a man and it's better to be a great father to son and daughter. And I want to say in closing here, you're cool because your dad's cool. Your dad's really cool. I love him. Emily, we love you. We thank you for being on tonight. You have got to get this movie, this documentary. Find it. Go to Honor Movie. Forgive me, I think I said it the wrong way. honorprojectmovie.com. honorprojectmovie.com. Send your questions. Find out where it will play, when it's going to play. It's going to be Father's Day, and I'm going to find a way to play it on my own network. Emily, I got to get with you on that one. Dads have got to see this, and you got to be encouraged to be a great father. It's okay to be a good dad. It really is. Emily, we love you. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. I know that we ran a little long, but it was more important to be a good father than to take a commercial break. So we're going to take a commercial break here, and we'll be back with more of the best in urban conservative talk this Memorial Day weekend.